Okay, thank you. Hello, everyone. Today is in the United States, Christmas Day. So Merry Christmas, everyone. And thank you for sharing this time with us. I'm going to tone down a little bit until this year end. Okay, how is everyone today? Today we are on the last leg of the Chanchi here at Way Mountain Temple. We'll be done Saturday noon lunchtime, and then we move to DTT, and then we start over at DTT. So those of you who wish to move to DTT with us, there's 2 vans going up north, yes. One leaving within a couple of days, one leaving whenever they feel like leaving, okay? But at DTT, we will start the Chanchi at the usual time, all right, which is, what time is it? 8:49 p.m. There you go. All right. We're getting busier and busier. It's towards the end of the year, so that's why typically I start making plans. Okay, that's part of my job, to plan ahead of what to do the next few years. And so, since a lot of people are joining us and we are gaining momentum, I want you to know that part of my job also is to train in you. So for example, all these facilities we have are designed to help train you, okay? It's not for me personally, all right? Actually, I have this temple for all these years. I never slept once here, okay? So the masters are supposed to train people. That's one of my important objectives, is to train people, both lay people and left-home people. And I'm very grateful for your support all these years, and we keep on growing gradually in spite of my big mouth, and I'm offending everyone left and right. And quite a few people left because of that as well. And so it's not easy to be able to practice like this. It's rather challenging, but understand that we're doing it there's a reason behind this madness, and it's part of your training. In particular, one of my jobs I feel very important is to train the next Sangha as well, next generation of Sanghas. And we have quite a few Sanghas now. It's a lot more than I anticipated. We were planning for around 20, and now we are up to 23. So we are a lot more of us than I anticipated. I'm very glad that you all Sanghas decided to join us, and therefore you need to know that I do plan to invest in training you. In particular, I'm very honored that a lot of Koreans are joining us. I don't know what they see in us, but because they're kind of conservative and stuffy. We're not. Okay, so it's baffling to me why they would join us at all. But we have a lot of people who are very open-minded, and so the Sanghas here, I'm hoping that you can help me also train them, because my hope is that as long as I'm giving the proper support, I would like to go to New York. Okay, in the East Coast. That's one of the branch temples we're going to have. And then we will I also want to go to Europe, either Berlin or somewhere in France. Okay, only because I like French food. German food? I don't get to eat much of Germans. What kind of German food have you tried that you like? Yes, sir. We have a Russian person here. Are you Russian originally? Your name, Georgiev? Is it Russian or Ukrainian? Bulgarian. Oh, excuse me. A Russian name. Okay, so you consider yourself to be Russian? 6.
Thank you, Master. I'm half Bulgarian and half Austrian.
So you know Russian blood at all?
Not that I know of.
Bless you. Thank you, Lord.
But as far as German dishes, I really like a dish called Steinpilz, which is a stone mushroom dish that I had. And they cook it with big noodles, and it's vegetarian, and it's really yummy.
Where can I find that? It sounds interesting.
Can
Can you text me the name of the dish so that I can look it up?
Yeah, Steinpilz.
Maybe buy it on Amazon or something?
I don't know. I had it in Munich, so.
Munich. All right, very good. Well, anyway, so it's exciting because I would like to go to Europe. I think it's so important. We will bring our Mahayana, American Mahayana, back to Europe, the old world. Yes, 4.
Master, if you have a temple in France, would you ever speak the Dharma in French?
I could learn. I used to speak French, but I'm too old to learn anymore. Okay, yes, question from Jeju.
Master, do you have no consideration for Spain or Portugal for your next way place at all?
Possibly, I'm open-minded. It depends on where, the way it works for us is we go wherever we are requested. And as long as the lay people provide the proper support, I provide the Sangha and the Dharma. And I go there to continue to train the Sangha and the lay people. So in the I will teach the Sangha to train the lay people locally. Okay, and the reason I speak like that is because we have, we can, our Sangha can speak German now. We have S2 who can speak German. He can speak Spanish. Okay, and I understand French a little bit. So we, and I understand a little bit of Spanish and a little bit of Portuguese and so forth. I used to have a Brazilian girlfriend, so I have affinities with Spanish-speaking and Portuguese people, and French, and German. Almost had a German girlfriend. Yes, that's important. Yes, in the back. Vietnam, don't ask me of Vietnam. Vietnam is all Master Z and Master C, okay? They're strong already. They can do anything they want with the Vietnamese. Yes?
Master, so since you are going to move up north after December 31st, what happened to WMT here and our local in South California?
Well, you continue to cultivate the Chanchi as well, you wish. Okay? We still have staffing here to take care of you. Okay? But we decided this year to split, the Chanchi in half. One here and one half here and the other half up north. Because people like me to be there. Okay? I try to be there personally because for some reason more people come when I show up personally. When I don't show up, then they only tune in online. Okay, and how many of them are there nowadays? Almost 300. Yes, sir. So we still have a Chanchi here. You're all still welcome to come here and join us and continue. We will support your Chanchi practice here. Yes, 7.
Thank you, Master. Yes, on any given night, we have 300 unique visitors
New visitors. Whoa.
300 unique visitors.
Unique visitors.
Across our English, Vietnamese, Chinese, Korean, and slowly rolling out Spanish YouTube channels.
Wow. What? Really? That many? Wow, it's truly multilingual, huh?
And as your humble YouTube moderator, although this evening Malcolm will be asking questions, I would be negligent if I did not emphasize to our YouTube audience the tremendous difference between watching on YouTube and attending in person.
Yes.
Speaking from personal experience, the energy of being in the way place, the camaraderie of interacting with fellow cultivators, and especially drawing close to my good knowing advisor, there's just no comparison to watching a Dharma talk on a TV screen.
Thank you for pointing it out. When you come to the temple and to practice, you're much better off, much easier for you to make progress and faster as well. And there's a lot more beneficial. That's why we set up branch temples, to bring the manpower to come and to give you protection and assistance in the spiritual practice. Yes, online people is a secondary form of a secondary option, but you do lose about, I'd say, in terms of chi strength. You go here, for example, you come to the temple with the sanghas, let's say because of the proximity with the other people who are stronger than you, who's higher level of samadhi than you, then you got 100% of that, okay? You tune in online, depending on your transmission lines and your equipment, you could lose up to, I don't know, let me throw a number, a third to half. We still are much better off than by yourself, that's for sure, okay? That's why the Chinese system that I learned from my master is great assembly. You go and you cultivate together as a group. You don't know how wonderful, how powerful that kind of Dharma really is. So that's why we will, number one, I need to train Sanghas so that they can go and colonize, okay? You need local presence, and the people who have samadhi power, we call them abbots, okay? I'm very clear about this. I don't call abbot because I need an abbot. I call an abbot because this person is qualified in terms of samadhi power, in terms of virtues, okay? Virtues meaning they're willing to take losses to help you, okay? And so when you have these places, then it's a much better environment for you to practice, okay? And so that's why my job, one of my jobs is let me tell you what my job is. My first priority, because I'm not a patriarch. Let me get this straight, okay? I'm no patriarch. I'm just a low-life monk. But my first my priority is to address the Pure Land Dharma door, meaning that the way the Chinese do it, I don't like it. They're not good enough for me because it's not good enough, effective enough to help more people go to the Pure Land, okay? The Asians are so desperate in trying to go to the Pure Land, and the way the Asian practice the Pure Land Dharma door, I feel is a serious problems. Okay, it could be improved a lot. Okay, so we teach Pure Land and we do Pure Land in order to help more people go to the Pure Land. For example, we are grateful. I'm grateful for the support I've had in my entire career as a monk for the last 25 years, more than 25 years. And it could have not happened unless the Buddhist disciples supported us in general. Okay, it's a community of Buddhist disciples, and therefore, to me, I feel one of the things I do for my masters, my teachers, and the supporters, their supporters, and my supporters, is to help the Buddhists, more Buddhists, go to the Pure Land. In particular, the older Buddhists, the older generation, not the young generation, the older generation, they are the ones who supported the temples and propagate the Dharma, printing sutras, building temples, buying statues and so forth. It all happened because of their support. So I feel very strongly about helping that generation, the generation before you, meaning my generation and prior generations, go to the Pure Land. Okay? Those who believe in us, will help them. Okay? We'll help them go to the Pure Land, and among other things. But also very important for me too is to take care of the third generation. My generation, I'm grateful to my teacher for teaching me Chan. Chan is very important Dharma door for us. And therefore, I'm lucky enough. He taught me Chan by, and one thing I learned from him is, number one, you provide an environment. You practice Chan, you need a support system, the proper environment. Okay? So I saw that in him. And so, because after I left his association, Buddhist association, I couldn't find it anywhere. So I knew that it was very important. One of the things that he did for my generation was the support structure. Okay, and number two, what he did is I need to understand this, is patience, or accord with conditions, as the Buddhists put it. Meaning that he didn't rush my generation at all. We improve at our own pace. Okay, so we never hurried at all, and so that's a very important part of the training. What he's lacking, though, I feel, is that he's not opportunistic enough as a teacher. Because when sometimes, and this is where the sudden teaching comes, he really never put that much emphasis on sudden teaching. I do, because unlike him, he's much more talented, much wiser, so he had plenty more support, many more followers. I'm not as good, I'm not as blessed. That's why my followers are smaller, my support is a lot more limited, so I need to maximize what I've got. So you see, that's why this is a statue that you typically get in my temples, if at all. Okay, so I need to. I'm more opportunistic, so therefore the way I do it is to use a certain teaching that Sixth Patriarch taught me. Okay, right there. And one time he said, "Oh, he taught me," and I said, "Wow." Yeah, my own teacher never did it that way for me. He said, "Oh, wow." So that's why now a part of the certain teaching is we teaching you, we're sharing with you. It came from him, not from Master YongHua. Okay? And so that's why I look at it as an opportunity. Certain teaching is opportunistic, meaning when the iron is hot, the American expression is that when the iron is hot, you better strike it. Okay? Timely. So that's why if you do that, then you can maximize the resources and the manpower we have. So that's why I would like, that's one of the differences we have, okay, in our Dharma versus the Chinese. The Chinese historically are more traditional. The Chanchi here is more Hinayana, Mahayana, because you grind it out. Ours more combined. You grind it out, but we also allow you to relax and do the interactions and to work on your kindness and compassion. But actually, we're watching. You're watching when for an opportunity to strike you. Okay, and so So you have to be prepared. All of you should be prepared. Try your best and follow along. And in particular, I'm hoping that you lay people will step up and support my Sangha training, because I need to invest in the Sangha. The more way places we have, the more abbots I need. Okay? Right now I have 3. Okay? I need more. I need more assistant abbots, vice abbots, okay, so that I can train them, okay, and so forth. And since I'm sharing you my plans, is because I'm letting you know that these Sanghans, especially you Koreans, need English classes. The English needs to be a lot better, okay? I'm investing in your classes. Don't think it's not part of your training. It's part of your training, the language, okay? You need to learn English. And of course, I'm not forcing you. You progress at your own pace. But we invest in you in terms of English classes. If you feel that, if you lay people can help out by offering classes, personal tutoring, I'm willing to help, to let you go to classes as well, if you wish, okay? But it's best that if you find people lay people who can talk to you and teach you online or so and so forth. And you can, first part is conversational or grammar and basic things. The second half would be to take, for example, a English sutra text or Dharma text and go through it depending on your level, okay? That's number 1, because we really need English to teach and to train people. Number 2, I need to invest in your advanced levels, meaning that I also need you to learn Chinese as well, okay? Because in the future, when it's your turn, when you feel like speaking the Dharma, you have a treasure trove of Dharma materials from a Chinese. Okay, they're much better than the English database. So that's why you're better off. You don't need to speak Chinese. You need to learn, at least like me, read the Chinese characters and learn to understand the text. Okay, and you're going to have a lot of help. We have a lot of Chinese students now who can help you as well. So that's wonderful, actually. I'm very glad that a lot of people are stepping up to help me do more research in Chinese materials. But you see in the future, the Chinese right now, the Chinese-speaking people have an edge over us. They have access to a bigger database of Mahayana, which is far more profound than, and the most profound right now in Mahayana than any other languages. Therefore, you as Sanghans, okay, should learn Chinese, to read Chinese at least, okay? All right? Any questions? So again, Chinese classes, that's part of your training. No questions? Yes, 2.
Thank you, Master. I would like to take this opportunity to thank Master for training the stay-home disciples. Specifically, you gave the equal opportunity to train women and train the people belong to the LGBTQ plus community. Then that means a lot to us. Thank you.
You're welcome. I just don't see any difference. Whoever wants to learn, we teach. Okay, whoever wants to be trained, we train. That's all. We don't care, whatever. Okay, whoever. It's because it's very tough. The training program is not easy. If you wish to go very far, it's very tough. And wish to take it easy, it's not a problem. You can take it easy. No one will force you, okay? Same thing with the Sangha. Sangha wishes to go further, we be tougher on you. If you wish to have a pure life and have a comfortable life, we can help you achieve that as well, Okay, we need both the frontline people. I call that conquerors or legionnaires or samurais or ninjas, men ninjas, women samurais, okay? So whatever, okay? We need, but we also need support as well. You know, an army needs a very strong logistics and very strong support, okay? And so you need both. Not a problem, okay? And it's perfectly fine. Some people, we will invest them, take them longer, 10 years, and then before they begin to sink in, okay? And some people are faster, it depends. So we are very patient. We're not gonna force you. Yes, 7.
Thank you, Master. To echo and complement Jane's statement, I wanted to say thank you so much for the gift of speaking English Dharma. When I first came to Lu Mountain Temple and was able to listen to your lectures, the English that you spoke unlocked a lot of things for me that I didn't even know existed. And it also opened doors to me to learn more Chinese, Vietnamese, and Korean over time, which I will be eternally thankful for. And if only a small way to help repay that and make an offering is I just want to be at your disposal as a English major to support any layperson or Sangin who I can help. Whether it's with pronunciation, writing, speaking, anything that's helpful, I'm here.
Great. Work together. Why don't you, when you work together, I'd like to have good pronunciation, good grammar, and so forth. And of course, it's too late for me. Yeah. I'm too old. I just want to retire to the Bahamas. You all know that. Okay? But it's you have a passion to do it, okay? Please contribute. By the way, there's one thing I'm going to share as a secret with you. The reason I work for my master in my generation, I watch his disciples, is because of this similar thing. What am I talking about? In order for you to make progress, you have, what do you need? One fundamental thing that you need in order to make progress is only one thing, very simple thing: blessings. If you don't have enough blessings, first thing to do is you reject this. You say, no, this is not for me, this is not traditional Mahayana, and this is not Chinese, this is not Vietnamese, it's not Korean, and so forth. Okay? And so you reject it right away. And even if you stick around, if you don't have enough blessings, what I tell you when I give you instructions, while I speak Dharma to you, cannot sink. Doesn't register, and even if it registers, when you don't have enough blessings, you can't do it. Okay, and so that's I'm telling you this because I observe what happened to my master's disciples and my own disciples. My own disciples is first generation. Okay, we are actually have a lot of momentum now. 300 people, that's too many for me. I never dreamed I would have 300 people. I was happy I started with 2 or 3, 5. Actually, half of them, 2.5 is Sanghans. Okay, and so at Lu Mountain Temple, and I couldn't see the light. I didn't have any money, didn't have support. I'm too proud of a man to open my mouth and ask for help. Okay, A lot of Vietnamese offered me help, but it's all BS. They like to brag. They say, Master, let me give you a temple. Master, let me give you my stocks. Let me give you a few $1 million. You need a temple, you know? And then they disappear. Okay. And I remember those people. But anyway, but it didn't stop me from doing my job. And my job is to make plans and plan for the future. So I was looking for a temple, a Lu Mountain temple. It's a tiny temple, embarrassing temple. And we were looking for a temple for 2 years. Every single weekend, I was driving around, up and down the coast. All the way to Chula Vista in San Diego, all the way up, between here and the Mexican border, because I look at myself as colonizing Southern California, because Master Shenhua disciples could not colonize Southern California. Whoever firepower they brought here didn't work out. They had to run back. Okay, they have no firepower here at all. Okay, so I said, I'm not going to compete with them. They are Northern California, I'm Southern California. So that's why I was looking for a place. For 2 years, every single weekend, we drove around. I don't know if you remember. Drove around, and some places have land, didn't have any money, but still drove around, and hoping that someone will allow me to take an owner, an owner's, owner's CD, whatever, okay? So 2 years, I was doing it regardless, because even though I had no money, I still looked for it, okay? Hoping that, someone would, the owner of the property would finance me. That's the only way, because no banks would finance us. Then somehow we stumble on this temple, which we got incredibly cheap. Okay, and I know it's an offering from Daniel's boss. Okay, Daniel's idol. So thank you, thank you, Lord. Now you know why I kept the cross up there for 5 years. I say thank you. I couldn't have done this without you. Now you understand. A lot of Buddhist disciples came to me and they said, what are you doing? Take down the cross. This is a Buddhist temple. It's not a church anymore. I said, it's okay. But I finally took it down because 5 years, that's enough. Now I'm important, so I don't want people to be confused anymore. I'm kidding. And so for somehow this thing came, and I have no money either. I will tell you this. My realtor who helped me present an offer for this, knowing full well I have no money. And so she lied through her teeth, called her banker who faked a certificate of deposit for me and so forth. So I had enough money to pay for this temple, and I had not enough for sure. I just made the offer because it's so, that's the only thing that's available. And somehow, it dragged on, and somehow the money came. I had no money at all. This temple was combined here in the house is $2.3 million. That's too much money for me. But I still, and this realtor was a Christian. And she decided to help a Buddhist monk. It's really weird. So you can tell it's from the, God above. And so I do my job because I'm supposed to. That's my point. And lay people and other people, it's not my job to worry about money. Okay? And lay people have to step up. If they step up, then it happens. They don't step up, it's not my problem. Okay? So the last thing I want you Sanghas to worry about is money. Okay? We do our jobs. And if the lay people want us to propagate the Dharma, they have to step up and provide us with financial support. We don't have to go beg for money. My master never did. And I'm not going to do that either. Okay? Yeah. And so that's why wherever we go, whether it's Spain, I have wishful thinking. But if I wish to go to New York, but no one in New York is supporting us, and let's say Philadelphia or whatever, and somewhere in the East Coast, Boston or something, step up, then we will take it seriously. Okay, but same thing in Europe. If it's in Spain, people in Spain step up, would be a stepping stone for us. Okay? All right? And same thing in Korea. In Korea, I invested some money in Korea because I wanted a place for my people. Okay? But eventually, hopefully, the local people will step up, and so that we can create a bigger place, a stable place so that we can train more Koreans, okay? We will go to every single country that I like. I'm temperamental, okay? To do what? To improve the Buddhism. How do we improve the Buddhism? By accepting any disciples who wish to be trained and turning them to be better than their teachers. See, improvement to me is very specific. You improve because you're better than your teacher. Okay? Not wishful thinking at all. And so I see Sanghas who came from other disciplines. I see them better than their teachers already. Okay? And that's part of the training we do. Okay? I promise you. Okay? I try my best to train you using the certain teaching to make sure you're better than your teachers. I don't care who you are. And that's how, if you decide to come back to your country and your culture to propagate the Dharma, you are adding your value added to your country's Buddhism. Okay, it's very specific. And I hope that eventually down the road, you'll be more international like us. That's why I'm teaching you in English, I'm teaching you Chinese and so forth. So that, because Buddhism is not confined to national boundaries. Buddhism is universal. We need to be sensitive to the cultures, okay? But the mindset here on our heart is no boundaries. There's no discrimination against men or women, your sexual preferences, your colors, your ethnicity, your races, and so forth. It doesn't matter to us, okay? You all have the Buddha nature. It doesn't matter. No need for us to discriminate, all right? And you shouldn't either. If your heart is that small, you think, for example, I'm Korean, then your Buddhism, I can only teach you, whatever I teach you is filtered through your Korean culture only. See the problem? You're Chinese, I'm Chinese. Or I'm Republican, or I'm Democrat. Your Buddhism is filtered by you. It's not because I want you to have a democratic Buddhism, or a Republican Buddhism, or whatever. I call it American because I want to emphasize the American culture is multicultural. Okay? We Indian, we Chinese, we Vietnamese, whatever is best in the culture that we can adapt, we take it. Yes, 4.
Master, I have a question about the ego. With the training of the ego, is the ego an invisible soul that's like an evil soul than everybody?
No, ego is your best friend. My ego is my best friend. It's the only friend I have who sticks around. You all leave me, I know that. Only my best friend stays with me until I die. So why should I reject my ego? I want to kill it, but then I don't want to kill it either. So after I kill it, I make it him my friend. See, that's how I look at friends. I like my friends because I'm not attached to my friend. Then we can be better friends. How is that? Same thing with my ego. My ego is that first I'm going to kill my ego, and I make it turn my ego into my best friends. See, there's a method behind this. It's too complicated for me to tell you, let's make our ego our best friends. You say, what? That's not Buddhist. Buddhists all talk about killing the egos. Okay? But it's not the way you think. First of all, we squash it. Okay? And then once it's tamed, Chinese is 降服. Okay? 降 is, 降 is crush. It's not subdue. I want to crush it. Okay? 服 is tame it so that it obeys you. Okay? And so I want to do that to you, to your egos. But once you have it under control, it can be a wonderful asset to you. Because through that ego, okay, once you can tame it, you can crush it, therefore it obeys you, then it's the one that drives, the ego is the one that drives the wonderful contributions to the world. You can use it to drive it, as long as you know how to tame it, so that it does only the good things and refrain from doing the bad things that egos are doing. Egos are capable of two things: doing very evil things, doing very good things. Look, all the discoveries in mankind happen because of egos. Are we going to deny that? Are we going to deprive ourselves of such opportunities, such powerful implement? I want to use that. The one thing I don't want is this negative side of the ego. That's why I'm going to kill it first. And the ego is very strong. It will resurrect himself so fast. But the evil side, as soon as you understand how to control it, the evil side, it's much easier to tame it so that now your ego is very productive, it's very influential, it's very important contributor to society. Does it help? I know it bothers you because you keep on hearing me about killing the ego and the brutality of it, but it's necessary in the first step. Yes, in the back there.
Master, I just want to follow Jane's comment. I really appreciate. I remember the first time I was at Lumatan Temple before I leave the home life. I come out, I talk to Master. At that time, I still remember those moments. We were sitting on the stone table and with Venerable Shinshin there, and then I told Master that I am gay. Are you okay to accept me as a Sangha member? And then Master say, I don't care as long as you cultivate. And
Did I say that?
yeah.
I say a lot of things I never meant.
I remember those sentences and I took it in my heart until every day. I still remember that, unlike Master YongHua, that he rejected me and telling us that we are demons, so we're not trainable, and stay away from these people. He tell his disciple that way, and I also experienced that discrimination there, and I know I'm forever grateful that those moments with Master at that time is very open my heart, because back then I was very scared and about my things. I don't think I was able to do that, but then somehow you opened the door for me, and I'm forever grateful for that.
What temple is that discriminates against? Let's hear it again.
It was at the Sudanat Center that when I left the association, I went to try to do the retreat there for 3 days. And then I saw that the people trying to close their eyes and so on and so forth when they meet me. So I was like, wow, this is very weird and very incredible that they actually have that such distinction. And it was a very uncomfortable moment for me.
Okay, I see. Let me kind of share you and then remind me about the, what were we talking about? I forgot already. No, that's before the ego. You guys weren't even listening, were you? Before that. See, we gap too much. I lose track of what I want to say. You keep on asking questions. That's why I got always distracted. Anyway, JC, just wait for your turn. I remember, to be honest with you, when I was first became a monk, Master YongHua is very adamant about it. He says, you husband and wife should not have sex too often. I said, okay, I'm glad I'm not married. And then, but I find we're gonna have some problems with the pale face. Okay, because that's important to them. Okay, number 2, he says, if you are homosexuals, you're gonna go to the hells. I said, aren't we supposed to help everyone? And to condemn them like that is not helpful. So it really scared me. I didn't know what to do. Okay, and so I'm glad that all of you came and put up with me. I didn't know what to do either, but eventually I realized that it doesn't matter. You don't have to be so stuffy, okay? It's only sexual preference. It's just like some men prefer Asian women. Isn't that discrimination? Huh? Some women prefer, whatever, you use your imagination, okay? So that's why these sex preferences is never an impediment, an obstacle to your cultivation. Actually, it can help your cultivation, okay? As long as you learn how to deal with it. So that's why there should not be any discrimination. That, to me, I'm declaring myself personally, is wrong to discriminate. There's no need for it, okay? So that's what I stand by what I said to Ahong. I said, as long as you're willing to cultivate, we help you the best way we can. I hope it works. That's all we know. Okay? All right. What else were we talking about? Yes, 5.
Di Đà Phật. Con chào thầy. Con mới học về cái thiền mà ngồi kiết già đó thì mới cái đầu tháng 12 thôi. Nhưng mà lúc đầu đó thì 1-2 ngày đầu thì con ngồi được nửa tiếng. Sau đó con về nhà thì con ngồi từ từ, con tăng lên 1 tiếng rưỡi, rồi 1 tiếng 45 phút thì con ngồi xong đó. Thì cái chân con nó khỏe lắm, thì con cũng không có mong là mình phải ngồi lâu. Nhưng mà tự nhiên nó là như vậy. Nhưng mà từ từ sau nó lại tuột xuống từ từ thì bây giờ con ngồi được chỉ 1 tiếng thôi, nhưng mà rất là khó khăn. Thì con không hiểu có cái gì sai hay không.
Emitofuo, Master. Hello, Master. I am very new to learning about meditation. So at the beginning of December, I was able to sit for half an hour. Then I came home. I was able to sit for 45 minutes to an hour and a half. Now, recently, it's actually going downward. I was able to only sit for an hour, but it was very difficult for me. I don't know if there's anything wrong with me or not.
It's natural for you to make progress and then regress, okay? Yeah. And that's part of the Chan training. Sometimes you need to endure. Okay. Chan training is to endure whatever happens to you. That's how you will break through. Don't need to worry about it. You're not the only one who experienced that. You're lucky enough to be able to improve. A lot of people, beginners, they really struggle a lot. To sit for an hour and a half is most excellent. That's very fast. Okay? Took me about 3 months to sit for an hour and a half. For you, it's less than 1 month. That's impressive. Okay? So you're far ahead. You're much better than me already. But the difference is that no matter how hard it was for me, I went back to the formula. I sit for an hour only, and then next time I sit for an hour and 2 minutes. 3 minutes. Bit by bit. Okay, I fight again. I don't assume that I was able to sit for an hour and a half. It doesn't matter to me. But if I fail, next time I do better and better and better. That's all. And that's part of the Chan training. And someday you understand why. There's a reason for it, but I'm not going to explain to you. You have to be patient. All right? Hang in there.
Cảm ơn thầy.
Yes, 3.
Thank you, Master. Yesterday you talked about how our ego is hard to get rid of. So then when people have mental illness, then how do we address with dealing with the ego or managing depression? Is it intertwining with the getting rid of the ego at the same time, or?
Yes, very good. It's a common problem for many of you, because the majority of the people have the struggle with mental illnesses. Some may be lighter than others, but quite often pretty severe. Okay, and especially depression. This is why we're hearing that young girls and boys are killing themselves, because it's spreading very, very fast, a lot faster than the health officials are willing to admit or are able to measure. Okay, it's very, very easy to spread. You spend time with someone who's depressed, they come over. Very much like the COVID virus. You share the air you breathe in the room, they come over. That's the way it is. Okay? And so, for these mental illnesses, they're very difficult for you. The problem with depression, I'm talking about one problem only today. Okay? For depression, people with depression, okay? Good news is that we have helped a lot of people conquer depression. A lot of my disciples, old-timers, they were severely depressed, including myself, and I taught them how to go through it, fight through it, and then eventually they have a normal and happy life. Okay? They're getting improving better and better and better and better. Okay? The standard is the Buddhist term, at ease. At ease meaning that depression cannot affect you. You see that? That's the Dharma can bring you to that level. And we have a track record of doing that. So it's a matter of time you'll be able to do that. And along the way, it's not easy. It's tough, very difficult for you, very painful for you. All right? But if you don't quit, no matter how tough it is, because with depression in particular, once you make progress, they will come and pull you back, pull you back, pull you back, and afflict you. And then you say, the heck with this. Or I say something, I try to break through to you. I say something, offend you, and that's what they want. They're waiting for the opportunity to pull you out. As long as you don't quit, you will break through. That's number one rule for mental illnesses. You don't quit. Okay? We're helping you build momentum, and it's okay. You make progress and you pull back. Make progress, you pull back. That's normal. That's the way it is. Okay? But eventually you break through. You leap to this next level, and they no longer affect you. Okay? The next level, they can affect you even less, and so forth. So it's a matter of time. Okay? As long as you don't quit. Point number 2. If you want to speed it up, the reason that you, again, go back to the first point I made tonight, is that the reason that when I see you depressed, I see you having a problem, I tell you do this and do that, you can't, is because, what? You lack blessings. For you to be here, at this level, the depression goes and mental illnesses goes can affect you right here. Okay? That's why you're afflicted, you have all kinds of issues. Okay? But actually at this level here, it corresponds to the highest level of blessings you have. Is that clear? That's why they can harass you at this level. If you want to go next level where these ghosts here, this level cannot affect you, requires you to have high level blessings. You see that? So point number 2 is that you want to speed it up or make it easier on yourself, create more blessings. All right, let me get to the point before I forget. Because I have JC, I have DTT. I wanted to tell you this. I told you about the secret that I observed from my master and what happened to us. Okay? And I don't mind sharing the secret to you. Okay? There's no secret here. If it helps you, I will share it for you. When it doesn't help you, then I won't tell you. The reason that Master YongHua, when he taught his disciples, they got pretty far. All right? When I taught my disciples, they got even further. Why is that? I thought about it. I said, why is it? How come? Of course, I do more certain teaching than what he does is more gradual teaching because he needs to lay the foundation. Okay, you need the foundation first before you can do certain teaching. So he laid the foundation already. He spent 50 years doing that. That's great. Okay, now we leap upon that. We stand on that and take a leap. Now, even though that he used gradual teaching to train his disciples, okay? And so therefore there's a limit to how far you can go because it takes longer, a lot longer, okay? But in certain teaching it's a lot faster. However, still same concept, same rationale, okay? The reason these people are able to make progress, albeit slowly, or gradually, is because blessings. The reason you're able to make progress because more blessings. You are higher than them because you have more blessings. This is what the Pure Land people don't even teach their followers. You want to go to Pure Land? Have more blessings so that you can get higher grade. You understand? Look, If you're super rich, are you going to ever go hungry? Of course not. You can buy a restaurant, you can buy Amazon, you can buy, whatever, right? You can afford it. Same thing. You want to go higher grade rebirth? You have to have more blessings. How come the Pure Land, Asian Pure Land people don't even bother teaching their own followers that? They only tell them, go there, just go there. That's stupid. Excuse me. You see? It doesn't make sense. So, you need more blessings. And that's exactly what happens. Master YongHua, when he came to the U.S., he had nothing. He had no followers, no supporters, and therefore they struggled. They slept in cardboards. There's 20 people, 30 people, 40 people sleeping, in this small building there, and he created, sit sleeping so that there's no room for them, and so forth. You see, so that's what they did, and they helped build the association up. And because they helped him, because he did not have money, he helped, that's why they created more blessings. Blessing is not always about money. Blessing is about how big of a difference are you contributing. Am I making sense to you? Master YongHua did this humongous mountain of merit and virtual blessings he created for himself. He did. His entire life, he created a lot of blessings for himself. That's all he did. Okay? Those people, even though they're poor, they didn't contribute much. Okay? But their contribution counted a big part of this mountain. Therefore, the blessings helped them reach higher levels. It's much easier to help him back then when he was poor. Is that clear? And when he was poor, $10 meant a lot, went a lot further than $100 nowadays, for example. Right? And so, I'm only simplifying for you. Okay? So, what happened with his association is that he needed a lot of help. Okay? And that's why the early disciples, they got quite far. Because they had the blessings. They helped them out. Okay? So that's why I learned that. I said, I will continue to grow. I plan for growth because it's for your sake, not my sake. I don't need more temples. I don't need more. I only need one red car. I'm happy already. Every year. Okay? You understand? If we keep growing, it gives you a chance to contribute. You understand? If we're not growing, how the heck are you going to create blessings for you? How much money do you have? My needs are much greater now. You see? So that's why help out when you can, in whatever way you can, because you're creating blessings for yourself so that you can rise above these obstructions you have. They're there to help you improve. Don't be scared. Don't get afflicted. You're supposed to struggle. The more the struggle, the higher you rise. That's the secret. That's why Master YongHua said, when they build a big Buddha hall at the city, 10,000 Buddhas, no one will cultivate anymore. They have too much money. You can spend $50 million, $100 million doing that. It's too comfortable. You have a room, you have your own bathroom. Your bathroom have marbles in it, marble bathrooms, you know. You're too comfortable. How are you going to cultivate? You improve because you need to, not because you're comfortable. Is that clear? So that's why Master YongHua, under his time, his people improved a lot. But after he died, how are they going to accrue blessings? Now they're so rich. You give them a check, right? A check for $2 million, $10 million. They left. Okay, thank you. You're not impressed. I assure you. You write them a check for $1 million. I say, okay, thank you. Okay, here. Deposit sometimes. Okay? And that's why they don't make progress anymore, because you cannot really make a difference when you help out at all. They don't need your help. They can pay for it. They're gonna hire professionals. Okay, we go to JC.
YongHua 질문입니다. 마스터와 생가에 감사드립니다. 낮잠에 관한 질문을 드리고 싶습니다. 회사에서 식사 후 산책을 한 후 낮잠을 자곤 합니다. 약 20분에서 30분 정도. 빈 회의실에서 결과부자를 하고 잘 때도 있고 그냥 의자들을 연결하여 자리를 쭉 펴고 잘 때도 있습니다. 결과부자를 안 하고 잘 경우 낮잠이 참선과 선정력에 안 좋은 영향이 있는지 여쭙고 싶습니다.
Thank you for Master and Sangha. I have a question about nap. After lunch at the office, I used to take a nap for 20 or 30 minutes in empty room. Sometimes I sit in full lotus and sleep, and sometimes I just straighten my leg and sleep comfortably. So in this case, the taking a nap affects badly to meditation or concentration? That is my question.
Not necessarily. If you're tired, you should get some rest. Okay? It's not until your skills are more advanced then you naturally need less sleep. Okay? So sleep is a necessary, is a natural process for you. So I would not worry about, crossing your legs and sleeping and dozing off. That's okay, as long as you fight it. Don't indulge. Okay? And when you're supposed to, for example, here during a chanchi after lunch, you eat a good lunch today, yeah? Okay? And it's much harder for you to stay awake. It's okay, we understand it, but fight it. That's all. If you fight and you lose, it's okay. Okay. You should sleep as much as you need to. And the trick that I tell you is that when you start, when your body needs enough sleep, it will sleep. It will shut down and you will fall asleep. But when you have enough sleep, then you start dreaming. You start having, yes, your mind starts thinking. That's when you should get up. You don't need to sleep anymore. That's a rule of thumb. Don't believe all these rules as 7 hours, 8 hours, 6 hours, or 3 hours. There's no such a thing. During the chanchi, if you practice properly, you only need about, because your body doesn't need much repair or work, you need about 2 hours. Between 1 hour and a half to 2.5 hours. That's all you need. That's a natural thing. Okay? But normally, people might need more. Some people might need more. Yeah, they're more afflicted, therefore they need more sleep. Yeah? So each day varies. No such hard and fast rule where you need to sleep 8 hours a day. That's nonsense. 7 hours a day, that's nonsense. 6 hours a day, that's nonsense. Your body will sleep as much as it needs. And just get up when it's time. Okay, because you start dreaming like crazy. Okay, the mind say, hey, let's do something, man. I want to have fun. See, that's natural, very natural for you. All right? So during lunch, if you cross your legs and you fall asleep, that's okay. As long as you cross your legs at your level. DTT.
마스터 질문이 있습니다. 우울증에 관해서 질문이 있습니다. 전에 법문에서 마스터께서 아나한 정도, 그러니까 썰스테이지 아라한 정도가 되면 우울증에 어느 정도 대응할 수 있는 능력이 있다라고 말씀을 하셨는데 오늘 법문에서 말씀하신 우울증을 어느 정도 극복할 수 있다는 자제할 수 있는 레벨이 산매 레벨이 구체적으로 무엇인지 질문드립니다.
Look at that. I bought DTT, it's only one person doing Chanchi there.
Master, I have a question about depression.
Yeah.
In the previous lecture, you said only when we become third arat, we can deal with the depression. So today you mentioned that and so I want to know the samadhi level. At which level we can overcome our depression?
It takes a while. Don't worry. It takes a while. It takes a long time. I don't want to scare you. I discourage you. You probably won't make it this lifetime. How's that? But it gets better and better and better. It's very difficult for you as a layperson to reach high level of samadhis because it's very demanding of a training program. My disciples who reach pretty high level, they suffer a lot. There's no two ways about it. I'm very tough on them. You, a lay person, I'm scared of your husband. Let me put it that way. Okay? I can go only so far with you. I can push you so hard. Okay? And so it gets better though. Look at you. Your husband knows that you are getting better and better. Yes? So continue. Okay? To improve. And life will be more pleasurable. Okay? Give you an example. A Hong there, who's translating Vietnamese for me. When he first came to the temple, he had a lot of issues. Many, many issues. And somehow he managed to hang on for a few years and have created some blessings. And then he quit. He couldn't take the pressure from me anymore. Okay? I was rather mean, actually. I'm no longer mean. I'm nice now. Don't be afraid. I just bite. I'm no longer mean. Okay? And so he decided to run away. I basically said, you need to go out and work for 3 years because life lessons are something I cannot teach you at the temple. You should go out. And he went out. And I expected him to disappear, but he somehow decided to hang around. Okay, and then the past year or so, right? He's been asked to translate into Vietnamese because I don't translate into Vietnamese anymore. And at the time, he was first stage arhat. And which is pretty impressive for most people. Let me tell you, any of you who can reach first stage arhat, you're a sage. As far as a lot of Buddhist disciples are concerned, it's a sagehood level, especially for the Hinayana people. So pretty good for first stage arhat that he's with, but that's not good enough because the Dharma we talk is pretty advanced. Some parts are pretty advanced. So, but he offered to help out. He was the only one around who was willing to help out, who was a chance to help out. And it took a lot of sacrifices. Look, like right now, he has to translate every single night. That wreaks havoc in your dating habits. Okay, And so he had to make a lot of sacrifices. And guess what? Very quickly, he reached second stage Arhat within months. Because there's a need from my part. And then he really was very afflicted. He says, these people, it's so easy when you sit there and listen to translation. But when you translate yourself, you have to work with all sorts of people you don't like. And they boss you around. And they don't listen to you. Yeah? Sounds familiar? And so I'm pretty sure he felt like quitting. But he quit. Who's going to translate into Vietnamese? Making sacrifices, folks. He made sacrifices. That's why he became second stage Arhat that quickly. And then took a while, another 6 months, 7 months, then he reached a third stage Arhat. Just like that. And I'm pretty sure that he finds life much more pleasant. Yeah?
Yes, Master.
Okay. And so you see, if there's an opportunity for you to contribute, okay, if you're willing to make sacrifices, a lot of sacrifices, he won't tell you, but he made a lot of sacrifices, and more and more and more and more. That's how he improved so quickly. Now I look at him and say, okay, you should go fasting. And he fasted for how many days now?
Master, 4th day now.
4th day now. He's 4th day Arhat already, 4th day.
Thank you, Master.
See? If I didn't need it, he won't need to improve that much. All right. It's about contribution, folks. Are you willing to make sacrifices to contribute? That will make a difference. Yes, 8.
I've been coming since about 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I found myself, my life changed drastically when I began to come to your Dharma lectures and when I asked you permission to come and meditate in your temple. I found myself being more at peace with whatever was happening in my life.
Mm-hmm.
I had different experiences that I had never gone through. I would call them spiritual. But then at one point, since I had so many questions because I was coming from a different religion, I put my feet on my feet on the mouth, and I got in trouble with you. On that day, you told me, I teach someone, but I won't teach you. Am I stealing the teachings because I continue to come? Because I feel that I'm stuck in my cultivation.
Was that at Lu Mong Temple when I told you I wouldn't teach you?
Mm-hmm.
Boy, I was mean, wasn't I? I'm no longer mean, I told you.
Master, I'm trembling as I'm asking you this question, because then eventually I saw you being so patient with the newcomers.
But not with you.
I just didn't want to ask because you said that, and now I'm thinking.
Okay, now we're spilling the beans. Okay, let me tell you my perspective. I was scared of you. The moment today she walked into the Lu Mountain Temple, she walked, that I was there. It's the same orientation. The Buddha over here and Buddha is actually behind me. And she walked on this side, and I look at her and I go, oh my God. Oh my God, what is she doing here? She's very tough, very demanding. And look at her now. My how much more relaxed she is. That's Chan. Chan takes the tension out of you. Your mind is more relaxed. When you're more relaxed, then you have more energy to cope with life. It's 24 hours. You learn to become more relaxed, then you have more energy to live.
Thank you, Master.
Okay? So even though you have a lot of obstructions from your family and family obligations and so forth, but you kept coming when you could, and that's still very helpful to you. And it shows because it's not talk. You feel more peaceful inside. Do you?
Of course.
Of course. See? That's progress.
And I would like to share something.
Okay.
At that moment,
I hope it's nice something.
At that moment, I felt like I didn't want to come back, and then I just felt like an orphan because I had already made my commitment, and I had taken refuge, and then I said, "That's it. I'm not gonna go back." Right?
Mm-hmm.
Then the thing that pushed me on coming back is the fact that being a Catholic, it means that you go every Sunday and then you just do your prayers of asking for forgiveness, and then you just walk out of there feeling that everything is just, that you're okay because you just prayed. And when I realized that that was not the teaching anymore, that was not something that I just feel that I didn't have anything to hold on because my faith has been transferred into Buddhism and your teachings.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I came back to you, and I didn't know I don't know anybody else. I don't know any Buddhist whatsoever temples. So I just said, that's it. I just have to go back there, and I'm here.
And luckily, there were a lot of nicer people around the temple than the master.
Thank you.
You see, we are all in this community. I beat her up, and you stroke her. That's how she survived. If all of you were mean to her, I didn't care for her, she would have never felt comfortable coming back. So when she came back, she ignored me, she avoided me. Yes? She just sat there, hide behind someone. Okay? You see how it works? The whole community, you all are making a difference. You're all helping each other. We all are. Okay? You're helping me, I'm helping you. And it goes for everyone. Okay? Well, Hung, you can stop fasting you like. That's what I wanted you to do. Fast so that you get there. And now you're there, I don't care anymore. JC.
이뽀 한선아님의 질문입니다. 마스터와 승가에 감사드립니다. 이전에 절에 오기가 힘들다고 질문을 드렸고 마스터께서 제가 아파서 멀미, 구토, 장기적인 감기로 오는 장애는 제가 나아지기 위함이니 매일 대비주를 하고 1시간에 참선을 하라고 하셨습니다. 이번에는 A형 독감이 걸렸습니다. 저는 평소에 KF94 마스크를 늘 끼고 다녔는데 왜 이런 일이 나에게 일어난 거지? 너무 황당하다는 생각, 원망이 드는 생각이 들어 왜 대체 이런 물음이 들고 제가 수행을 열심히 하지 않아 그런가 하는 자책을 하게 되었습니다. 이런 일이 지속되는데 저는 이것을 어떻게 받아들이고 어떻게 해야 이것을 끊을 수 있을까요? 감사드립니다.
Master, this question is Ippo Han Sanhwa. Thank you for Master and Sangha. Before I ask you a question about my problem, I told you that it's very hard, it's very difficult to come to the temple because I'm sick. So Master said that the sickness and nauseousness and then flu, that kind of obstruction is a process of becoming better. So recite Great Compassion mantra and then sit 1 hour every day. Now I got flu and I usually wear mask always. I don't know why this thing happened to me. So I think maybe sometimes and I blamed myself. Maybe I didn't practice well. So this kind of thing happen again and again. And so how can I accept this thing and how can I overcome this problem? Thank you.
One more time.
So previous I asked you a question. I asked you that it's very difficult to come to the temple because whenever I'm trying to come to the temple, I become sick. So Master suggested me to practice the medicine, practice Great Compassion mantra and sit meditation for 1 hour. And then now
I got it. Okay, very good. Next. Okay, I got 100%. Very good. Continue.
And I got flu. And I don't know why this thing happened to me. Maybe I blame myself that maybe I don't practice enough. So I want to ask you why this thing happened to me. How can I overcome this problem?
It's called obstructions. That's a normal part of cultivation. When you practice, when you take it seriously, you run into obstructions. Especially when the practice is very beneficial for you, the more benefits you get out of the practice, the more obstructions you will get. Okay, so it's a natural part of cultivation. Endure the obstructions and just don't quit. That's all. Create more blessings to help endure better the obstructions. And I wouldn't worry about it. It's supposed to be difficult. If it's easy, then you're not making progress quickly enough. Okay? Once you overcome one set of obstructions, your body is healthier, by the way. If you can endure obstructions until you overcome your obstructions, your body is healthier. I repeat for your sake. It's a fact. Yes, 7.
Thank you, Master. We have 2 questions from YouTube, and I would like to express a sincere gratitude for everyone joining us on this Christmas day for our Dharma talk. Thank you so much for joining us. The first question is from Lee Chin. Lee Chin is a meditation yogi of Theravada tradition and always finds it interesting to hear you talk, Master. He's based in Malaysia. Lee asks, Emitofuo, how can I create more blessings in this modern age without a teacher nearby? Thank you.
Okay. It's more difficult for you to help out. Okay. What I would do is to help. I don't know about Malaysia enough, but I don't know. I think Master YongHua might have some sort of distribution places or temple there. I don't know, but he does have a way place in Malaysia. Then I would go to his way place and help out. Okay, create blessings with Mahayana. The blessing you create there works with my temple as well, because we are both Mahayana. Okay, and so I would go plant blessings with Mahayana temples. So his would be very, very good. Okay, and if you do that, then you will be able to continue to make progress quicker with our Dharma than if you were not to plant blessings with Mahayana temples. Okay? All right? And you find out if you're so far away, we would like to make ourselves available with your Chan practice or your Pure Land practice. And if you have obstructions, questions, feel free to contact us. Do we have people who are handling Asia right now? Malaysia is close to India, Korea, right? Okay, they could call, he could call Sinan Sunim here. If she survives the fasting here, look at her. She's holding her head, oh my God. Okay, you should be able to do easily 20 days. Okay, are you in 20 days?
Master, tomorrow is the 20th day.
No, 20th day, very good. Do 2 more. Okay? So proud of you. Okay. And then there'll be a gentleman in Malaysia who will be contacting you to ask for guidance in his practice. Okay? And that's what we do for you. Chan is a very individualized practice, meaning that we give you a special talk like this and we answer your questions, but actually it's always someone we'd like to make available to help you to answer your question, take your questions offline. And because sometimes you need the answer a lot quicker than we have time to get, that I have time to get back to you myself. Okay? And many of my left home disciples, their levels are very high. They can be their own teachers. They have their own temples. I don't know what they're doing here. Honestly, they could have 10 temples on their own, and be a lot richer than I am. But many of them are qualified teachers, and when they don't know how to answer you, they can contact me. They have direct access to me. So that's why when you go through them, you're helping me train them, and they are learning more as well. All right? So feel free to contact him. Is there another question here? Yes, 2. 4.
From Samson Lau, Emitofuo Master, for those with too much worldly obligations and are not able to participate as much in the Great Assembly Dharma, does enduring worldly suffering also help accelerate our cultivation?
No.
And then they go on and say, if we have too much obstructions to participate in the Great Assembly Dharma and are going to the temple, or some other ways we can cultivate blessings. Thank you.
Okay. The obstructions are the ones that prevent you from cultivation. Those are you need to endure, okay, and try to overcome. Worldly obstructions, such as promotions at jobs and so forth, is beyond our range. Okay, I need to teach you about increase your samadhi level and your wisdom level first, and that will naturally help you overcome, cope better, a lot better with your worldly obstructions. Okay, and so the 2 kinds, the main ones that you need to be primarily concerned with is making sure that you're able to continue with your spiritual progress. Improve, because it will improve your life, make life so much better for you. This is why we're doing this. Doesn't matter how old you are, how young you are, as long you what we're doing is helping train you so that you will be happier and you would have a more meaningful life. Okay, so as far as obstructions, if you have obstructions with cultivation, that's a good thing. Okay. They will help you improve, and you can again create more blessings. The more blessings you have, the less likely it is those obstructions can stop you for very long. Here's what happens when you have obstructions. You have two options. Number one, endure obstructions. Okay, that's a natural thing that I had to do. Okay, I endure obstructions. It's totally dark at the end of the tunnel. You can't see anything. And I endured it. And I never quit. That's why eventually I overcame it. Okay? And the other way is you create more blessings. Because you don't have the conditions are not right for you to endure the obstructions. I had nothing. The only choice I had was to endure. Okay? And so the other option you have is to create blessings. Okay? This is why we have the temple here. If you cannot sit anymore, stand up and go and work and create blessings for yourself. All right? So when you have more blessings, then the obstructions are a lot easier to overcome. Remember, it's levels. Where you are right now corresponds to this blessing you can access. When you create more blessings, and this also in the middle, there's obstructions. Okay? And so, like this. And so if you have the option of enduring it, then you go up here, we will bring the blessings up. The obstructions are now here, still here. So you're beyond their reach. All right? But new obstruction will come. In the same process. You endure, bring blessings up, obstructions are still here. You see? Got that? Very graphic. All right? So that's one option. You endure it, naturally, you will rise above it. And the other side is that if you're here, okay, this is your current level of samadhi. This is level of blessings that's activated for you right now. And that's why the obstructions can sneak in between. If you activate and create more blessings up here, okay, then naturally it's a lot easier for you to overcome obstructions. So you have two ways. There's a third way we actually kill the obstructions. But we Buddhists, we don't kill. We only kill ourselves. Got that? That's the dynamics of cultivation. It's a three-way thing. Okay, oh my God. Now she's raising her hand for real. Usually, yes, too.
Thank you, Master. 질문은 일단 짧은 코멘트를 하고 싶은 부분이 있었고 질문 드릴 게 하나가 있었는데요. 코멘트하고 싶은 부분은 사실 제가 여기 와서 여러모로 사람들과 많이 치대고 있는데 아까 말씀하셨던 것처럼 많은 대중들 속에 있으면서 이 커뮤니티를 만들어준 마스터께 감사드리고 싶고 그리고 함께 해주시는 대중분들과 많은 스님들의 보살핌과 위로 덕분에 힘든 순간들을 잘 넘어갈 수 있어서 이 부분들에 대해서 감사한 마음을 다시 한번 전하고 싶었습니다. 그리고 질문은 그 다음에 한번 할게요.
Master, I have one comment and one question. My comment is that I came here and I met many people and have a good relationship with them. And then so thank the Master to organize this community and then also owing to the help from other people and Sangha, I could overcome my difficult times.
질문 드리고 싶은 건 아까 꿈에 대한 이야기가 나와서 질문을 드리게 되었는데요. 제가 사실 학생이었던 시절부터 잠을 잘 제어하지 못하는 문제가 계속 있었는데 지금 최근에 여기 와서 또 수행하면서 앉거나 앉아서 만트라를 하거나 앉으면 금방 잠이 들고 만트라를 하는 경우에는 약간 납치되는 것처럼 꿈꾸듯이 그냥 확 잠이 들거나 하는 경우가 되게 잦아져서 이전에 한국에 수행하던 때보다 잦아져서 이 부분에 대해서 어떻게 하면 좋을지 조언을 구하고 싶습니다.
Since I was a student, I could not control my sleep. So recently, I practice here. Whenever I sit and do mantra, I sleep very quickly. And then, so this kind of thing happens more often than Korea. So how can I deal with this one?
So she recites mantras and she dozes off? That's terrible. Go back to Korea.
졸려고 하는 게 아니라 만트라를 하고 있으면은 그냥 눈앞이 갑자기 꿈속으로 변해버려가지고 제가 어떻게 해야 될지 사실 계속 부딪히고 있는데 아직은 쉽지 않은 것 같습니다. 이게 이렇게 꿈으로 납치된다는 것은 아까 말씀해 주신 게 피곤해서 그러는 게 아니라 이미 충분히 잠이 있는데 마음이 계속 생각을 하고 있다라는 뜻이라고 말씀을 해주셔서 이 경우에 대해서 어떻게 해야 하는 게 좋을지 조언을 구하려고 질문 드렸습니다.
So when I do mantra, I felt like I'm in dream. So you said that when we have a dream, it means that we are not tired, but we have. So how can I control this thing?
No, when I said that when you have enough sleep, your body is rested enough, then you try to be lazy and lie around and not get up, your sleep is kind of being disturbed. There's thoughts, there's dreams, it's very noisy. That's when it's okay to get up. You're better off getting up because your body doesn't need rest anymore. You're wasting time. Okay? But during practice, your time here, a lot of things will happen. Just observe and learn. That's all. I would not worry. Okay? All right, that's enough for tonight. We stop here tonight. Thank you, everyone. Merry Christmas. I'm sorry. Sure, you misunderstood me. Yeah, but you know. Okay, I'm such a mean person. I will go back and repent.